Hello and welcome back to the back nine coverage from round 3 at the 2017 United States Disc Golf Championship. We've got the lead card, Big Sexy in the booth, Big Sexy on the card as well. Myself, Nathan Sexton, and Jeremy Koling.
Yeah, it's moving day, and as you mentioned in the first nine, the only person that doesn't want to move is you, and you're doing a pretty good job of solidifying.
Trying to stretch that lead.
7 down to the front 9. Looks like Hurricane Nathan is touchdown early.
Hole 10 is a 554-foot par 4. Another eagleable hole. You're going straight over the out of bounds if you want to go for it, or you can play a safer shot down the left side, and I believe that must be how they measure the hole, because clearly it's not 554 straight away.
No, it's probably close to 499 like the last hole.
Yep.
And so if you do go for 9, it's not that rare to see somebody go for 9 and 10.
Yep.
And there were more eagles today than there were any other round. There were actually 10 eagles.
Wow.
And I like your line a lot.
I like yours better because this is a crush. Around the tree, a good 30 feet past where I'm at.
Yeah, and in the shade there, which is really important. It's a hot day down here at Rock Hill, and anytime you could land in the shade, that was a bonus.
Definitely. It is very hot. A couple times you and I were running up to mark our discs just so they could get out of the sun because you pick that disc up and it's turned to jello.
Yep. And if you're going to throw that disc again, the last thing you want to do is throw something that's kind of melty and gummy in your hand.
Yeah. And Gregg is lining up the aggressive play here. He has got a great rip on that. Can it flex back?
Oh, it's definitely flexing back. That's coming in perfection style right there. Look at that roll.
Wow.
That's borderline bullseye.
It will be a bullseye either way because on a par 4, when you're in and 2, automatic bullseye.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wow. Almost bullseye on 1, and Devan's done a nice shot here. He's going to be well inside his range, probably about 23, 25 feet or so.
I'm going with a backhand Firebird here. I just like to play it wide and use the skip.
And wide and use the skip you've done again here, and that's going to be well inside your range here. You've put together a string of birdies consecutively now. It's going all the way back to hole 4.
Yeah. I'm having a good day for sure. Finally hitting my landing zones. No real slip-ups so far. Nice shot there with your mortar.
And we're looking at going 5 down if Devan can convert on his putt here. And Devan does, right over the rim. And we've got shorter putts here for birdie, and eagle. Wow. Fantastic way to start the back 9.
This basket elevated, but not nearly as much as some of the other ones, so it doesn't play quite as much of a factor. In for the birdie. And last to putt, but he's only thrown once so far. Gregg Barsby with a fantastic shot.
It's always incredible when you're closer than the rest of the card is after 2 with 1 shot.
Yeah.
Especially on a hole like this. Excellent eagle from Gregg, picking his spots and executing a great tee shot.
At Disc Golf Center, we strive to provide the best customer service and value. With our live inventory of over 20,000 discs, we have the widest selection and the best prices. Check out discgolfcenter.com to see what we have to offer, including free shipping within the United States on all orders over $12 and a customer rewards program that gets better over time. Visit discgolfcenter.com, the world's largest disc golf store.
Hole 11, 734-foot par 4 with hazard on both sides. The hazard rule, though, wherever you come to rest, you're going to play from there with the penalty if you're outside the ropes.
Yeah, hazards on left and right side, but also this bush line has gotten so high over the years. Schwebby, my caddy, was telling me that in 1999, the first year he came here, he could step over these bushes on the right side.
That is crazy.
The ones that you see right here.
And
so,
pretty
crazy.
With 7 birdies in a row, I've lost the tee pad. So
yeah, well, you didn't do good enough.
It must be the lead card at the USDGC.
Yeah, it must be. And Gregg has thrown the forehand. He has gotten too much off to the right there. It's going to be a very tricky stance from there. But I believe you're going with a Thunderbird roller here.
Yeah, I'm looking to get aggressive here.
And Thunderbird roller is a very aggressive play because it's such an overstable disc that it wants the whole disc cut to the left, and that's going to give you that extra distance. And this thing is spinning so slow you can read the stamp almost, but it just wants to keep going, keep going. Look at that extra distance, and then stops like that. I mean, that's what you get when you roll an overstable disc like that. Just beautiful.
That's when you know you got all of it, when it just flops over like that.
Right.
And you are going with a similar line, though. This is a sidewinder, so it will flip through the roll a little bit cleaner and sooner, I think.
Yeah, and it should get more finish off to the right. And not much more finish off to the right, but
that's about two of the best drives you're ever going to see.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any better than that. I mean, just objectively speaking, that is exactly where you want to be if you can get there in one shot.
Yeah. Devan going big putter shot, I think. No, driver. I think driver.
Either way, he's avoided the bushes, and he's in a great spot. He's going to be able to throw his backhand approach there without worrying about the bushes. And Barsby, unable to not worry about the bushes, he's going with an ultra-aggressive roller here.
This is insane.
And this is OB. OB, that needs to come back. It's trying to. It does, and it makes it back inbounds.
That was one of the most incredible shots. Just the audacity to even attempt it. It's insane.
And
that
you have to have,
got it back in bounds.
You have to have such a flippy disc to be able to stand up and turn over roll that late with that little speed.
And who's ever practiced a patent pending roller?
It's incredible. And look at this shot from Devan inside the bullseye.
Great play.
And you can see the advantage of being down here. You can see the full basket here, and you're throwing uphill. And it allows Nate to go with your Firebird action for a little slam dunk action.
Yeah. Yeah, I think these rollers are going over 500 feet to this spot, or in that neighborhood anyway.
And it's always interesting to see you throw your Firebird when I'm going with a slower disc, but we're throwing it almost on the similar shots on hole 1, and there's another hole in the front 9. Here we are again on hole 11. Same exact distance almost, and we're throwing just two different discs. And
Gregg just off to the right. Would have been an insane birdie.
That would have been the best birdie I've ever seen in this hole, hands down.
Yeah.
Without question, one of the most fantastic second shots I've still ever seen, regardless of the fact that he didn't make the putt.
Yeah.
I don't know what we were talking about there, but...
Germ's walking around. Now he's found his way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. There's the next tee pad. Okay. I just turned a little bit older this week, so you have to forgive me. I'm starting to early onset dementia.
A well-played hole for the group, though. 3 birdies, a 1 par that was almost something pretty special.
Yeah.
Hole 12, 901-foot par 4 downhill. You're going to play stroke and distance here, though, so any out of bounds is limited to previous lie or drop zone. The play here is a big straight shot finishing left. Try to get in the area of that drop zone, and then you can maybe go for the birdie, but one of the hardest holes on the course.
Yeah, one of the nice things about the caddy book is there are plenty of spotted distances, so you always know about exactly how far away you are from the basket. But if you are out of position, you have to lay up.
Yeah.
And with the stroke and distance rule, it is a hole that you can take a 6, 7, 8 on incredibly quick.
Yep.
And this roller has cut off to the left further than you'd like. And you're going to be out of position to go for the shot to the green.
Yeah, I think it's probably possible to go for the green from there, but I'm not in the mood with the round I'm having so far.
Sure. And this is a replacement Thunderbird for the one that I threw in the water on the beach hole. And so a little bit harder to commit to the line, but still in fine position there down the hill, safe.
Yeah, a little shorter than you'd like to be, but inbounds.
And Devan's put a great move on this one. He's going to be in a fantastic spot.
Yeah, very nice. Probably equal distant to the drop zone.
And Barsby's thrown a low turnover with a high-speed disc, and he has kept this thing above the ground nicely with a great skip. He's going to be past the drop zone, off to the right, though, and he's going to have, I'd say, about 350 left to the pin.
Yeah, the tricky thing about being right, though, is you can't swing the hyzer as wide as you might otherwise like to.
Sure. And this was obviously just a layup here. And that got way closer to the rope than I didn't want to be even close to that.
Yeah. I saw you throw it kind of close to the rope, so I sort of shanked this as well, very close to the rope, but inbounds. I was trying to throw that maybe twice as high as that and move like 30 feet left.
Devan is going to throw his attacking shot to the green here, and this is a very scary shot for a lefty. And that looks really nice, but a terrible skip, and he has gone OB. His options are limited to rethrow or go to the drop zone. And he is elected to go to the drop zone. And this is such a scary shot. And he's pulled this way left. This needs to get some love from the trees. It needs to get down. And he is safe.
Yeah, I think that was going too far if it hadn't hit anything.
Yeah. And here's Gregg's shot. And you can see the whole basket there. But he's put...
This is too far also. It got so flat. Yeah. That's a common reaction there. You hit that hillside and take that little roll. Very close to being a great shot.
And he's going to elect to rethrow. Being able to see the basket here is the advantage. As you mentioned, you're not going to be able to throw the wide hyzer like you'd like.
Yeah.
But you can see the full basket there, so it makes it a little bit easier to predict the distance.
Yeah. Gregg is safely inbounds.
And you can pretty much see what I can see from here. Just the flag stick. Well, you don't want to get too far, and you also don't want to come up too short. That's gonna be a scary putt for par there.
Yeah, I was telling myself to try to run this, and I knew that my body wouldn't let me actually throw it too far.
Okay.
So I was just saying, try to make it, but I know you're going to be short.
It's amazing how much of a mind game this is. We had to play so many tricks on ourselves when we're throwing these little short, touchy approach.
Yeah, with OB everywhere. Gregg with another death putt going downhill. This is probably close to 50 feet.
Look at that. He's so good at those. Like, no fear at all. Look at that. Lean back. Get in there.
Oh, my gosh.
Awesome bogey save there. And this is for par.
Great putt. You drilled that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to putt through your nerves a little bit, and that was a bit nervy of a putt. Mm-hmm. Certainly not happy to leave myself with 27 feet with such a short approach, and Devan cleans up his 6, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But this is a lot less nervy of a putt.
Mm-hmm.
2-second preparation, mark, drop, tap in.
2 pars, a bogey, and a double bogey for the group. Hole 13 in the B position measures in at 1,111 feet. You have to stay to the left side of this fairway to be inbounds. From there, if your drive is big enough, you could go for the island in 2, or you can play to the next layup zone further down the fairway.
Yeah, sidewalk is inbounds on this hole. Traditionally, it has been the other way around. Maybe last year the sidewalk was inbounds. I can't quite remember, but you really just want to get as close to that sidewalk as you can be if you are trying to attack the green. Mm-hmm. Anything left that sidewalk, the further left you get, the more distance you have to cover. But for most players, it's going to be a shot to about where you threw yours, and then just a pitch around that big bushy tree at the end of the fairway.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that shot. That's maybe 420 feet. Not trying to get a big flip on the disc, just playing it safe. This is not safe. This is a big-time shot. A little wide. Needs to curl up, and it does.
Oh, gosh. I almost threw up on that shot. I was certain that it was going out of bounds, and got very fortunate to not hit any of the limbs and get a fortunate little curl up the hill. Very happy that that's in bounds.
And Gregg is going to flip the disc a little, so this will allow him to get a little bit more distance than mine.
trusting the anhyzer off the tee towards out of bounds and having it hyzer back in bounds. Great shot from Gregg.
Yeah.
And it's the same disc he just teed off with on 12, so he just threw the disc and had a really good confidence with that when he threw that one.
Yeah. Devan was worried about this. He was saying, oh, sit down, but I thought it was totally
fine. He had about another 60, 70 feet right.
Yeah.
And just, Ricky sometimes gets that way. When he throws great shots, he's just a little bit nervous, and he's calling for it to sit down or speed up, and it ends up hitting the bullseye.
Yeah.
You're like, chill out, Ricky. It's all good.
Yeah. Good thing your disc wasn't listening to you because it was bullseye the whole way.
Right.
That's a pretty much perfect shot from me there. I'm happy with that. Right into that next landing zone with a destroyer.
Yeah, you can't really throw that one much better, to be honest. I mean, that's to be safe of the tree, not have anything in your run up there. It's going to allow you to throw a confident shot into the green.
Mm-hmm. And Devan does the same.
And Barsby has a little bit of that low ceiling window that you'll see. I have that same window, but he's electing to go safe, and he is clipped a little bit left side, and that's going to be an interesting angle from there.
And kind of a long way to the basket as well. And this is aggressive play, going for the island in 2. It's a little bit too low. And that is going to be basically a rethrow. You're going to be able to move up just about 5 feet.
And that was an opportunity there to put a good move on the disc and potentially get a eagle look and maybe get some of those strokes back that I've lost to your incredible round so far. But unfortunately, I'm going to be settling for maybe 100-foot putt for par.
Yeah.
So, kind of a bummer.
Gregg with a great shot out over the out of bounds onto the island.
Wow.
And in the circle.
Great shot from back there after clipping the tree. He still had a look, threw an aggressive line at it, and he's going to be rewarded with a shot inside the circle for his birdie. And Devan is throwing a nice sidearm, but it just didn't skip.
Yeah, it didn't get much.
Caught a really bad patch of grass there, and he's going to be left with a lot more than than I certainly thought he was going to be left with.
Yeah, that tree was right in the way for my preferred forehand, so I'm going backhand here, looking to spike it down, but it got a huge skip.
Yeah, that was...
And fantastically lucky to hit that tree, because I think that could have scooted off the island, and I would have been basically rethrowing. A good run from that distance.
Yeah, I took a couple steps after I released it. I thought maybe it had a chance, but gonna have to settle for my second consecutive bogey on this hole. And Devan gets a good move on it, just a couple inches high.
Yeah. Gregg with a nice birdie after that upshot left him a little out of position. I've got about 20, 22 feet, a little high in the chains, but it finds the bottom.
And so I'll be tapping in here for my bogey, and Devan will be tapping in for his par. Got to give a shout out to Andrew Presnell, the pretzel, as we call him, for carding the only eagle on this hole, 11-11, and he has a bum finger. He posted on Facebook that he's only throwing with his middle finger right now. He's got one finger in the ram.
And he's getting an eagle
and
here?
He eagled this hole.
Imagine when he gets healthy, man. He's going to be eagling 2,000-foot holes.
He's going to be tying knots all around us. Is that bad?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
Hole 14, downhill par 3, 413 feet. Hazard on the left of the sidewalk, and then you have a little bit of area around the basket that's safe. If you do find that hazard, you're just going to play from where it lies. So this can be a tricky shot. You need to get it into the circle and hopefully really close, because that elevated basket takes no prisoners.
Yeah, this is kind of, we're seeing another hole why some people have called this the U.S. Sidearm Championships.
Yeah.
We have another right to left sloping hillside that really suits well if you have a good forehand and you can punch a hyzer like you have done here. Almost settles into the bullseye, not much more than 25 feet to the pin. It's a huge, huge advantage, a great weapon to have on this course.
Mm-hmm.
And Barsby never liked it out of his hand. Really safe, And he was upset because he said that was the third round in a row where he's done that. It's so difficult to commit because you do have that small, you have about the green size landing zone on the left side of the path to work with.
Yeah.
And if your disc hits and doesn't roll, if it hits and rolls, then you're gonna be in the hazard. So right side is okay, but you'd prefer to obviously avoid that sidewalk. Unfortunately, Devan has not done that.
Yeah, tough skip from Devan. If he's a little bit more left, maybe that sticks. And this got a little bit of turnover on it. Out of the hand. I was a little worried, but it's working back, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, even got an uphill roll, which is not something you see on this hole very often, and pretty happy with that. And Barsby is he
can't be running another one.
No, he's not running this. He's running this.
Gosh, and this is almost certainly going in the hazard.
Ricky doesn't run that putt.
No.
Ricky Wysocki, the most aggressive putter I know on tour, does not run that putt.
No. Now we've got a new king. Barsby's the most aggressive putter.
That is insane that he even considered that. And look at this. Remember that time when you parred that hole?
Yeah, I parred a hole.
On 12 and
the worst.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
What are you 11 down?
I believe so.
Unreal. What an incredible start you've had so far. It isn't even a start anymore. This is just you're putting together a dream round.
Yeah, it was feeling great.
And I don't know if Barsby's trying to play defense there on Devan's tap-in, but
it was bad defense if that's what he was.
It was poor defense. That was James Harden defense.
Hole 15, 539-foot par 4. We are going through the triple mando and then hard to the left. You've got to throw a low, hard shot that skips big to get into the landing zone where you can go for birdie here. The green is super protected. All kinds of little thin trunks and very difficult putts.
This hole was always so difficult before, but with the addition of the triple mando, it just got so much nervier. Like you really have to commit to your tee shot.
Oh boy, look what happened here.
Trying to do me, seen germs over here trying to spit a beat, so I came over, started spitting just like I was on my feet like I run. Gotta keep it rolling on the road. Every day I'm on, gotta get another one. Me and Germ gonna spit it hot.
We got Zach Deputy in the house, recording artist. That's a pleasure to have him join us and follow our card. Big disc golf fan. Check out Zach Deputy. He's the man.
That was pretty funny.
And that's a great way to tee off after a nice wait that we had waiting for the second card to get off there, and really committed through that shot.
Yeah, a little short of the ideal landing zone, but still just fine. This is not short. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's the first time I had committed to the tee shot on this hole throughout the tournament, and finally get rewarded with a good landing zone.
Barsby's going forehand here, which is a rarely seen play, and that misses the mando, but it actually rolled back and was safe. It didn't, so it went past the mando, but as long as it gets back, it's where it comes to rest that matters.
And this is one of the most impressive shots I've seen, just because of how difficult it is for a lefty to land a roller. The ceiling is so low, and you have wood chips to deal with that could take squirrely bounces, and he laid it down perfect and got a great result. And as you can see there, Gregg has just stayed in without passing the mandatory completely. He's going to be able to do what we call the germ step, where you lift up the right foot. It's affectionately called that because sometimes I've pulled it out on putters. I didn't invent that. It's been going back many years, but
You maybe have popularized it a bit.
yeah, maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't know. And Devan is rewarded with a super wide approach here. He's gonna be able to play the nice safe hyzer, and oh yeah, that's gonna be a tap in there for Devan.
And this is very well thrown. Off the pole, bullseye.
I was wondering how it got upside down when I was like, I didn't throw it upside down. I don't remember.
And my upshot was just not very well done. I think I should have gone forehand and hyzer in hindsight. I threw it very weak.
Yeah, it was a bit surprising. That's literally the first mistake you've made. And it's the 15th hole. I mean, you didn't make a mistake on 2. You almost made your putt.
Yeah.
On 3, we were all surprised with our tee shots on 3.
Yeah.
And you played 12 safe.
Yeah.
You've birdied every other hole. This is the first time that you didn't throw a shot pretty much the way you wanted to. So
I felt like I had a pretty good chance to hit that, but just barely outside.
yeah, man, shucks.
Shucks.
Oh, gee.
Oh, Gregg.
Oh, no.
Just hooked on his finger, I'm guessing, and
Yeah, talking about wanting one's back, that's one Gregg is not going to be happy about, of course. And Devan's going to come up here and tap in his bullseye,
great birdie.
as do I.
I'll have to settle for a par. Hole 16 is a 396-foot par 3 with hazard on both sides of the basket. You can go straight at it with a backhand, you have to throw a very straight shot, or you can throw a big forehand or left-handed hyzer around the outside.
Surprised that this hole was the 4th easiest hole in 2016, but it's now the 9th hardest hole
Wow.
this year. I'm curious what... it doesn't really seem like it's changed that much. Maybe a bit tighter on the left side.
And maybe the right as well. I don't know.
And this just got away from me.
It got a big skip, but it just still wasn't enough.
Yeah, it needed more than a skip. I needed it to hit concrete or
Yeah.
wax paper or something.
Wax paper would have done it. Devan with a big hyzer catches the trees, and he's fallen down a little bit short.
And you're going to be going with a forehand destroyer out wide.
A little higher than I would like, so this is going to be moving towards the hazard, but a good reaction off the tree.
Safe, but you're tester range for sure. You're 45 feet or so.
Yeah, 40 feet, 40 to 45 probably. And Gregg, pretty similar to my line. Touch more distance.
And each one of those caught a little bit of the outside of the edge of the tree and continue to go forward just enough to give yourself, both of you guys, a look at the basket.
Yeah.
And stay safe with the hazard, which is very important here because the hazard does come in pretty close on the right side of the basket.
Absolutely. Devan with a nice run there. This would be a huge save. Oh, just high. It's my birdie look.
Yeah, you knew it right out of your hand.
Yeah, I figured I'd give the crowd a little fist pump. I hadn't been showing much emotion so far. I knew that one was down.
Oh, yeah. Perfect putt there. Get right back on track. Pars are boring.
Yeah, I don't like them.
And Gregg also connects on the jump putt. Nice little recovery after the short miss on 15.
Yeah.
Par save there from Devan. Make sure he watches that all the way through.
Yeah.
I think Barsby has the best game face in the sport. Like, he is just so into it. I mean, I just...
He's like the one of
He
the...
looks like a soft puppy here, but like he is when he's playing, he is a chiseled man ready for attack.
Hole 17, the B position, 254 feet, island green. You've got to clear those hay bales to be safe. If you don't, go ahead and re-tee.
Yeah, this is what it comes down to. This is going to be the hole that, in the end, makes the difference for so many players. Mm-hmm. And this position off to the right is the attackable position. The one on the left, the one we'll be playing on the final day, is a little bit scarier.
Yeah.
But
I'm going with a Firebird here, just trying to make the green, make my putt. But no.
hay bale.
Big mistake.
And if the mistake you made on 15 was somewhat costly, this is very costly.
Oh, yeah.
And that is certainly the first mistake we've seen from you. And I thought for a second there could be a shot at a circle 3, just hyzers over the top of the basket.
That would have been cool to hit it from there.
Yeah. And that'll be the first over par strokes that you'll be taking on this round. And Barsby has a similar line just over the top of the basket. He stays a little bit closer than you.
Devan's got his putter out.
And this as well is a nice line. I thought for a second that he might have rung it up.
You kind of have to run it. Get over the bails.
Yeah.
And the mortar is back. Nice and high, swinging to the basket, looking like a bullseye.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see that one more time.
Yeah, the key to this shot for me is just to keep this thing high. And I know that the mortar isn't going to be too fast, that if I put a little bit extra speed on it high, there's really no way for me to throw it into the lake at the speed of that disc.
Yeah. I'm just outside the circle here, looking to save a 4, and I didn't quite get it. That's a costly 5 coming down the stretch.
And that's really the first unobstructed putt we've seen you miss as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Gregg cannot connect on his birdie look, and he's disgusted.
Devan looking at a birdie from about 18 feet probably. Nice and easy. And Jerem from the bullseye. Well done.
Well, fist bump for the birdie there.
5 for me, a 3 for Gregg. Hole 18, we are playing the long position, B position, 647-foot par 4. Up the hill, OB on both sides, mandatory on the right that you must stay to the left side of. And then this green is as treacherous as they come. You've got to get around this corner and skip down to an elevated pin. This pin here, clearly not elevated, but once we get up there, you'll see it's at least twice that high.
Yeah, and look at the beautiful, like, this is just, what a better, no better place to be.
Yep.
There's no better place to be right now. And you're trying to stay focused, but it's always so incredible with the nature out here and the huge gallery that we have following us out. It's just an amazing place to be.
Yeah. Devan throws it up safe. This looks like it got away from you, though. This was heading towards the out of bounds.
Yep. Forgot to put the anhyzer on the Wraith. It's really important to put it with a little bit of turn, and the place gets a little bit less beautiful when you throw shots like that.
And Gregg is doing his best impression of your shot. He has also found the out of bounds.
And almost gets the fortunate roll back in bounds. Did not get it. He's going to be OB. And after seeing two forehands go OB, you kept yours a lot wider, further down the hill, much safer position. And you're going to have maybe a look at the green.
Yeah, but this hole for me is a 4. I just play it as a 4. I've been doing that for a few years.
Okay. And there's really, with that side hill lie, with the mandatory tree in the way, there's no way to attack the green from there unless you're just a crazy aggressive player. And I wasn't feeling it at that moment, so that was a pretty no-brainer layup for me, and it looks like it was the same type of shot for you there.
Yeah, I've let myself be tempted on this hole before, and I have birdied it, but I've bogeyed it more more than birdied it when I do decide to go for it.
Sure. And Gregg is just barely stayed in bounds.
I had no idea that was that close.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was pushing the line from where we were, but stays in bounds, and he's going to have a really, I don't know, we've seen him go for some crazy putts, but this would be the craziest putt if he goes for that one.
Yeah, that is insane. Putting straight down a cliff into a lake.
Basically 60 feet all downhill with nothing but more downhill behind. And that's going to be a tap-in par 57, 10 under. An incredible way to play as the leader.
Yeah, could have been better if not for 17, but that's Winthrop for you. Hard to get through unscathed. Nice shot there.
Just taking the medicine there, trying to help me hurt less.
And of course, Gregg, laser focused, running another death putt.
And inches. Wow. 2 inches maybe off from making that incredible par save.
And it turns out that putt was for a spot on the lead card.
Correct. Had he made that putt, I would have been bumped off, and Gregg and I would have been tied, but he would have had the hot second or third round.
Mm-hmm. Always feels good to tap in the last on this course when you've put together a good round, because you just really can't ever relax until it's finally in the basket.
It is certainly a big sigh of relief once you're done with this round. I mean, even with the bogey there, you're just like, all right, I can get some rest now and focus for the last day. But an incredible performance on your part there. 10 under, really only in trouble one hole the entire round, which is so impressive at Winthrop Gold.
Outside circle putts. Look at Gregg running them all day, knocking down 4 of them, nearly 3 to 4 more of them.
Yeah, insane.
So he was really on fire out there. Here's our placings. I'm staying in first, joined on the lead card by Ricky 3 back, Philo 6 back, and Germ 7 back.
Yeah, Ricky was tied with Gregg and Devan going into that round and made a great charge at the 57. Philo puts a great round. Anything under 60 is just phenomenal effort at Winthrop Gold. And you have put together 3 consecutive rounds in the 50s. Just so impressive so far.
I'm going to need to make it 4, but thank you guys for joining us. Thanks to Jomez. Thank you to Innova, and we will catch you guys for the thrilling, I'm sure, final round.